Welcome everyone to PCTechHelp. This is Cyber Sorcerer. This is just going to be a quick video going over the layout of the channel here and what people can expect, mainly for new people. This is going to be the default video that shows all the time. Once you come to the channel, if you're looking for a particular video, you can just go to that in the left-hand side over there in the table of contents thing. Or you can click View All and look at all the videos. I'll be having them all categorized by subject, so it'll be a lot easier to get to the topic you're looking for. So first, a little bit of background about how the channel came about. I've been, for like the past 5-6 years or so, I've been helping out on a lot of computer help forum boards all over the internet, and you get to where you see the same questions over and over, and help for the same topics over and over. And I thought, it'd be nice to have just a central location where people can go get a visual tutorial that shows them instead of reading the forum post, because they got to read it, they got to visualize it, and you get into a lot of times people aren't really good at learning by reading. They can learn a lot better by seeing something. If they're able to see someone do it, or someone shows them how to do it, and they visually see it, then they can understand it and visualize it a little bit better. And that's basically how I got around to doing PCTechHelp. Now, I'll be the first to tell you I'm not a teacher by trade, so I'm teaching these subjects and going over them the way I teach particularly. So let me go over a little bit about the format of that and what you can expect. Okay, the format of the tutorials that I have, how I teach them and how I have them laid out. From what I've seen and from different types of people out on the internet and stuff trying to learn something, you got basically like 3 or 4 different types. You got the people auditorial that learn by listening to reading books, or they might get a book reader that'll read it to them. And a lot of times it's hard for them to stay focused on the book. The book could be reading and everything, and they'll be watching TV or something, and then they got to go back and read it over again because they didn't quite get it. Then they got other people that learn quite well from that. They focus in on the book and pay attention. You got the visual people that learn by watching, seeing. If they see somebody else do something, then by seeing it, it gets in their memory banks a little bit better, and they can visualize it a little bit better versus reading a book. And then you got the people that just go out and do it, just jump in and start hacking away and doing things. Myself, I'm a combination of the person that jumps in and starts going at it. If I get stuck, then I'll grab a book and find out what my problem is and where I'm going wrong, and then go back to doing it and going from there. That's how I learn best. But each person is own, and then I got one format that I'll be doing here on YouTube, and we'll go ahead and go over that now. First one is going to be reference-based learning, and that's basically what's showed here. It's just small video tutorials. YouTube only allows 10 minutes, so YouTube's format kind of fits perfect into that. But each tutorial is going to be on one particular topic, one particular subject. Like for programming, when I start doing variables, it'll be a 10-minute or less video covering variables. There might be different parts. The first part will be, basically what a variable is, and explain that. And then the second part will go in to using the variable and how that's done. And just go on from there. Each video will have a PT1, PT2, PT3 at the end of it. Stands for what part it's at, so you can keep track of where you are. When you come back the next day or something, you can pick up from where you left off. Another one is project-based learning. I won't be doing no project-based learning here or teaching here. That's where the person doing the tutorial or the teacher does a whole project by teaching the class, like a content management system or CMS. You'll start from the beginning, and the whole lesson and the whole class and everything is just based on building that project. I've done a project-based tutorial for cartoonsmart.com. They have a Ajax Basics intro course, and I did that, which is the basic intro to Ajax. But in doing it, we did a small shopping cart tutorial. We built a shopping cart using Ajax and how that would interface. So that was the project in it. The beginning of it was kind of reference-based, laying the groundwork for Ajax, but after that we went and started building the project, which was the the shopping cart interface. And that basically covers it. Like I said, from here, this is all going to be reference-based, and project-based. You can probably search the internet and find other sites that do it by project. But the problem with that is you only learn what the project teaches. They're not going to really go into detail a whole lot about functions and references and variables and stuff like that. So if you get stuck on something, I don't think project-based is a good first step for someone brand new to programming. Like if you're going to learn PHP, reference learning is basically the best way to go to get an understanding of PHP and all the intricacies in it. Learning about variables, classes, functions, constants, and all the stuff that you're basically going to need to know if you start actually working in PHP. We will be covering UML, which is Unified Modeling Language, and the reference-based learning. Once you learn the basics and everything and get all that down, learning UML will help you if you're going to start freelancing in web design or web development, doing C# or PHP or any object-based programming language, because UML is modeling language that's situated for object orientation, and it really helps you lay out a project, a large project. If you get a job from a client or something, it helps you plan everything out before you start coding. That way, once you start coding, you can just run through everything, and it's a lot easier. It's a lot more organized, and we'll get into that much later down the road when we start the UML tutorial. But anyway, that pretty much covers the format of how our tutorials are going to go. Real quick here, I want to run through some of the topics that we'll be covering here on PCTechHelp. First is going to be computer programming, mostly C, C++, C#, Java, Python, Ruby, Assembly, PHP, and those are the standard languages. I might throw a couple more in there, but those are going to be our core languages to take us into security research. We're going to be doing a lot of reverse engineering with C, C++, and C#. Python we're going to use a lot in IDA Pro. Ruby we're going to use in Metasploit. And assembly, naturally, you're going to have to have an in-depth knowledge of assembly. With PHP, we're going to be doing some SQL injections and stuff like that, and going over just secure programming in PHP, since it's a popular scripting language on the internet. We'll also be covering multimedia and animation, which includes Flash and 3D animation with 3D Blender. It's a free 3D programming animation program out there. And various other ActionScript will also be covered when we do Flash. Also web design, which takes us to the basic, HTML, XML, CSS, all the basic stuff that involved in web design, even graphics with Photoshop and stuff like that. So that'd be an exciting area. And lastly, computer support, which is going to be basically problems with computers, how to check your computer for malware and how to remove malware, and the tools and stuff that I use particularly in that. So as you can see, we got quite a bit to cover here in these 5 categories, and pretty much everything that I'll be covering will be able to be put into one of these 5 categories. And so hopefully I'll get everything covered. If not, send me an email or PM and on something that you want me to cover or do a tutorial on, and I'll be glad to do it for you. Lastly, some places you can find me on the internet: irc.geekshed.net. That's where the IRC chat chat room is for PCTechHelp, and that's at room PCTech-help or -help, however you guys want to use that. Also, I do remote computer support for hard to remove malware problems. This is mostly for businesses, but I also do home users, because businesses and stuff can't get help on the free forum boards, because they don't want the forum boards and stuff don't want to get sued or anything like that. But if you have a particularly tough computer problem, you can go to crossloop.com/Lonnie Gardner, and I'll be glad to help you over there with a remote session. You do have to have internet access with that, by the way, just to let you know. And also in my free time, you can find me on PokerStars. Cyber Sorcerer is my nickname over there. It's cut short because that's as many characters as they'll allow you to have over there. And also I want to give a shout out to khanacademy.org. Instead of me doing all the math and everything for the computer gaming, you can just go over to there and you can pick up the lessons over there on khanacademy.org. So I hope you enjoy the channel, and we'll see you inside.